Hello, hello, class. How are you doing? Settle down, class. Quiet. Quiet. I'm kidding. How are you guys doing? Hold on. I'm getting my shoot together. Okay. I believe my shoot is now together. Thor is in place. I just need to hit transition. Okay, Thor is in place. I have my camera. I have you here in the chat. It's office or classes. Well, I don't know. Don't teachers have office hours? The flashback from high school. Sorry, Disturbilicious. That probably was not very pleasant. Hey, Andy. I'm glad you made it. Hey, Champa. Marcus, how are you doing? Talendor. Omi, I see that you were able to join us today. That's fabulous. Thank you. Tommy, Nemo. You will behave, maybe. We'll see, Nemo. We'll see. You will have detention if you don't. Now, let me figure something. I am talking extra loud like a teacher. Let me figure out what is happening with my office hours, because I think I have my here. Oops, no, hold on. I did not do this layout as efficiently as the other layouts. Oops. Give me a second. Spread that carefully. I am falling asleep. I am so sleepy today, you guys. It's very. Where's my Malucam? Malumac. That's not no. Okay. There we go. I'm going to move you here. And then grab two things at the same time and move myself out of the way of the chat, maybe. And okay, is this better? We don't really need the text at the bottom. And Thor, I believe Thor Peace Camera can. Sorry. No. What the crappity crap? There we go. Okay. This I need to move maybe here. Hopefully this will work a little bit better. Hi, hey Greg. How are you doing? Hey Rhinosec, how are you? The Owl. Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Oh, classes would start late. I know it would start with me like showing up all with my hair like I just woke up and like, hold on, I need coffee. I'll be right back. BRB. Hey Santeri, how are you doing? So I was thinking something that I wanted to try. Hey Eric. I've been doing a lot of writing because of the whole artist wave thing book that I've been doing, that I've been following, and it's been super awesome. And I'm just in a very motivated writing kind of mood. So hold on, sorry. So I was wondering if we could perhaps do another exercise like the, what was it? Fiery Potato. Do you guys remember that track? That we came up with the name, with this crazy name where we pieced together adjectives and nouns. So if you could please, classroom, raise your hands. Just give me some nouns. Nouns can be, of course, things like trees, exploding potato, fiery melon. That's right, Tommy. Thank you. So let's think of some nouns and see what we come up with. Okay, phone book is a noun, Andy. Nouns. Phone book. Okay, darkness, Marcus, is an... no, it can be a noun as well. Ooh, interesting. Darkness. right? It can be a noun as well. It is a noun. Dark is an adjective. Taco. I'm going to cancel taco. It's not very songy. I am going also Nemo. I appreciate you and your whole family, but perhaps the word fish is not easy to use in a song. Stick. Santeri. I think where stick. Well, I think the sticks. Okay, stick. Flying pig. I already have a song about airplanes. Bagpipes, says Talendor. Okay, bagpipes. A vampire baby. What? Okay, that's two nouns, vampire and a baby. If it's a vampire baby, is the vampire an adjective then? Vampire baby. A delicious song, fish tacos. Okay, Nemo. Fantastic way to what is the word? To adjust to what's the freaking word? To complement to never mind, I don't know the word. Putu, it's a bird, look it up. Norpal. What am I going to write putu? What am I going to rhyme putu with? YouTube. Helicopter. I have a song that had helicopter in the lyrics. That's an interesting song that I'm just remembering. With ocean. Tommy says wave. I'm assuming the noun. Wave. And he said field. This really, she said booby. Field. There's a full storm here. Your building's shaking in the wind. What, Senkisa? Holy cow. I wish we had a storm. Well, I know storms are very dangerous. I hope everybody's okay over there. But it's so hot here today. I'm like, rain. Which song? I just had a chorus. It was a chorus that I really liked, but I could never finish it. Well, I haven't yet finished it. Maybe I can revisit like I did with Moon. I had planned to have that song, like when I wrote the chorus, it was my hope that it would be on the second album that I haven't released yet, which I was going to call Stars and Helicopters, actually. Submarine. I think the Beatles have that territory covered. Storm cabin. Oh, these are good. Thank you, Omi, and thank you, Andy Bobandi. This turbulicious teehee. Nemo says rain. Drums. You guys, I have to tell you. Can I tell them, Omi, what we were talking about a little bit earlier? I'm just going to add the word anchor. I saw Saint Kisa mention it. It's a fantastic word. I just move a little bit and let me exit Discord. If not, we are going to have some model panic. Some notifications. Crappity crap. Here we go. So, Chamberlain. What is a Chamberlain? I know the word, but it's like a man, like a person, no? Thunder, Sardai, very good. What are you doing? I am asking for nouns. My hope is to have, take all of these words that you guys mentioned and just, in a few minutes, try to come up with a song lyric concept. it's a fun thing that I like to do, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Chanda Panda, you get an F. An F, Chanda Panda, failing the class. Hey Richard, it's almost like using Mad Libs, of course. Very, very similar to that, actually. So yeah, if you can give me a noun, and in a little while I'll ask for adjectives as well. River says, yeah, that's a good one. So Omi and I were talking that, let me just rewind a little bit more. I've been thinking for a long time that I would love to buy an electronic drum set. The one that the drums are like plastic, and so they don't make huge noise. The neighbors wouldn't mind. And you can also connect it via MIDI to the computer, so I could use fancy sounds in Logic to record drums, but with the vibe of drums. And I've been finding reasons not to, because the first one and most important one is, am I sure I'm going to use it? I can't really play drums. I used to take drum lessons when I was a kid, and I haven't in a long time, so I'm super clumsy. I'm like, I can't even play, so why? But then the argument for that is, well, Maluka, get to work and learn, you know, because that's the whole thing about things you don't know how to do. You practice and you learn. So that argument was disqualified. And then my biggest argument was, I thought he's snoring. My biggest argument was, where am I going to put them? I already have so much crap that I don't want to put, like, I have room in the center of like right behind me where, but I have to like take Thor's bed out. And then I'm not going to be able to cross the room easily without, you know, falling over many cables and stuff. And I was like, I don't want to fill this room up even more. And so that was my big reason that I couldn't find the solution too. And I said, well, you know, you can put the drums away when you're not using them. But I'm like, I know myself, and I'm not that kind of person. I don't like doing like a whole bunch of setting up and taking down to do things. And then Omi randomly today sent me a text message saying, hi, I wish I had a drum set. And I'm like, what? All of a sudden, Omi wants to learn drums. Omi can play guitar and he can play bass. But I think maybe his friend let him play drums when he was in a band. Yeah, the awesome snores. You can use them for a sarcastic drum fill. So anyway, Omi says he wants drums. And I'm like, and Omi just rearranged his room. So Omi has a ton of space. And I'm like putting two and two together. And I'm like, what if we buy drums? They can stay in your room. You can use them, practice there. And if I need to practice, I will go to your room. And if I need to record something, then I will bring the drums here, like all put together. Just drag them over here, connect them to my computer, record, give them back to you. And I can have, you know, a clean, not anymore, you know, what's it called? It looks like a hoarder's room because it's like full of crap. So I won't need to have the drums in here all the time, and we can have drums because I really feel that they do add. It's different than to play the drums on a keyboard than it is to like play them out, I feel. So really considering it, I'm just looking into clean. I'm just looking into what brands are good now and what it's amazing how much they've progressed over time, because I remember my mom actually years ago, like I'm talking about probably 15 years ago, bought an electronic drum set because she was taking drum classes, she was taking percussion classes. My mom is like a musician, artist, blah, 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 does many things, loves many things, and she's good at all of them. And so she was taking drum lessons and percussion lessons for a while, and she got that drum set. And she had it for many, many years, and she was always like, Judith, if you ever want to take it and to use it for what you do, etc. But before, where we lived before, there was really no room. And now, eventually, she gave them away to a friend of a friend, no, to a friend's son, who really could use them because he's a gigging musician. He plays very, very often, and they've served him fantastic. You know, they've been very helpful for him. And because I also told my mom, it's been 15 years, the technology has changed so much that if I were to look into getting a drum set, I think I would look into what's good now. Because they have made them a lot more sensitive and responsive, and the sounds have improved a lot. And so yeah. So anyway, long story short, when we got those, I bought them for her because she wasn't quite sure what to look for. And I'm comparing what I remember now to what I see online in the descriptions and the videos and everything. And it's like, holy crap. And it's funny because we rated the 8-Bit Drummer a few days ago, I think on Tuesday. And I hadn't noticed that he's playing an electric drum set. It's not a real drum set. I don't know if he's always played like that or if this is a recent thing. But it's like, man, maybe if I buy one, I will play like him. Malu Family album confirmed. Yes, homie, we need a name for our band. Marcus, I was looking for at some of the Roland models. The drums my mom had were Roland. But I think one of the first, might have been one of the first models. I think it'd be great if you could record something together with your mom. I'll have to ask her. Jesus, Thor. You're washed. You're going to bed. Have a nice dream. Thank you, Neurothos, for being here. Hopefully we'll see you soon when it's not so late for you or you're not so tired. Have a great weekend. It is technically a real drum set, I guess, because it's not like make-believe. It's the same as your drummer has. Oh, nice. Wish I could have a Roland drum set. You had an Alesis. Alesis, how do you pronounce? I've always said Alesis because that's how it's read in Spanish, but is it Alesis or Alesis? So I think the next studio upgrade is going to be a drum set. Is the Thor snore making you sleepy? You guys had a gig yesterday. That's awesome, Marcos. Were you working the sound? Sinky said, you can record with an air drum set. Okay, I'm done. I can do that. Look. That's my air drum set for you. Then you can do like a video with your clones in it where you play every instrument in your room. That's right, Nemo. We can definitely do that. That's awesome. Do you ever, Marcus, because I just so chat knows, Marcus sometimes works with doing a band's live sound. Do you ever get nervous? Like when you have a show with them, do you feel like, I hope I don't screw up? I think that'd be my biggest fear with when I haven't done live sound very often. But it is quite a bit of pressure from what I remember. Rowan Atkinson can record with an air drum set. Who's Rowan Atkinson? Is that Mr. Bean? Or am I confusing Mr. Bean? I know there's a Rowan on YouTube. Capital A. Nemo. So helpful. Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean is the best. There's a Mr. Bean movie in the theater right now. I want to see if I could convince Omi. Chat, can we all tell Omi that we have to go see the Mr. Bean movie that's on the theater? He's a spy in the movie. I think it's going to be great. But I don't know if Omi will find Mr. Bean funny. The actor who plays Mr. Bean, if we're being pedantic. Hey Michael, how are you doing? Are you home or are you traveling? You're always traveling, always at conferences. So cool. So the Dragonborn had been reprinted in and it was actually, I was able to find an acquaintance that was going to the States to mail another box. I still have boxes of the CD. I did a reprint of it and I still have some of those. But I hadn't been able to send them to CD Baby. And that's the last box that I'm going to be sending to CD Baby, because after that they're going to be shipped out by service in Oregon. Everybody finds Mr. Bean funny. It's just nature. I agree. You're traveling next week, Michael. Flying pig. That is a terrible thing to do to a sound man. Not during the show, but a bit during sound check when we can't get it right. Yeah, I can imagine. It's always an interesting feeling whenever you have to work with new equipment, because you feel that you're not, well, at least to me, I should speak for myself. I feel that I am going to panic and freeze and not know how to make it work. But then once you get there and you start doing things, then you're like, oh, okay, this has an input, this has an output, this has a volume level. It's all like very similar usually. So it doesn't end up being quite as scary as before, right before you get there and see what you're dealing with. Mr. Bean is like childhood. I know. I remember, I don't know how we found out about Mr. Bean, because we did have some American channels when we were growing up. We had like the Disney Channel, some HBO channels, stuff like that. I don't remember which channel broadcasted Mr. Bean. We loved him so much that whenever we visited the States in the future to go for like a vacation, we once got the whole collection of I guess it was a TV series of Mr. Bean on VHS. And we had them, like, all these tapes. We loved them very much. All right, so let's do a little bit more work, class. Now I'm going to need some adjectives. So words that describe nouns. Malucover. I don't know Blackadder. What is Blackadder? Brainella says blue. Disturbilicious says delicious. I said delicious and Thor was like, what? Sheepish, says Molmond. And bright. I'm just writing them down randomly and then we're gonna see what I matched them. Fast. Tommy says heavy. This time I am not going for fishy. Tired? Yeah, I think tired, yeah. Fishy, says Barnell. Way better than Mr. Bean. It's a more sarcastic role. I'll have to see that in the album. Alright, I'm gonna write fishy, fine. We still need more. Reverbian. Hardy. Hardy. Snorri. Cerulean. Is that a color? Reticent. Hi, Panda, our English professional. Reticent. Panda, I learned the most amazing word. I'll tell you what it is later. I was reading the new book by the Harry Potter author, but under a fake name. I don't remember it, but the Detective Cormoran Strike novel. And there's a word that was amazing. I was like, I have to tell Panda this word. I'm sure you know it. It's a fancy word for blue. Oh, nice. Bust out the thesaurus. Reluctant is like... I'm also going to write reluctant. if I can spell it. Reluctant. What is Carmine? Isn't that the dude that dies in Gears of War? What does Carmine mean? I can Google it, but I'm too lazy. I'm kidding. Steep. Okay, I'm going to make another column of adjectives. Steep is good. Shining. You were telling no, yeah, exactly. But I like the way both words sound, so I wrote them both. Soothing. That's a good one, Brynella. Soothing fish. Smoky. Nice. Stunning. I know that wasn't meant as an entry, but I'm writing it. Carmine is a fancy word for red. Oh, nice. That I did not know. Had no clue. Parentheses, red. Ephemeral. Ephemeral? No, ephemeral, no? Creepy. Ha! Creepy darkness. How appropriate. Okay, we need like 6 more. Powerful. Flying pig. Powerful. Lonely the owl. That's a good one. You have a list of your favorite words in your dictionary. Yeah, that's awesome. Words are so pretty. Colorful. Shimmering. You know what? I like shimmering better than shining, Andy. Panda-ish. Visceral. Brenali. That escalated quickly from soothing to visceral. Beautiful. Works. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Adamant. Adamant's a good word. All right, so we have a ton of words. I'm going to look these over. I'm going to read you. Like I wrote them. Where's the camera? I wrote them down into columns. Like the first one is the nouns, and then we have 2 columns of adjectives. I'm going to see what we're left with. So we have hardy phone book. I don't think that's going to work. We have steep phone book. That actually could make sense. We have fast darkness or creepy darkness. We have a cerulean stick, a blue stick. Shimmering stick, shining stick. That could be makeup if it were a song about makeup. We have ephemeral bagpipes. We have blue bagpipes. Carmine ocean. Red ocean, that's nice. Carmine ocean. Soothing ocean, Brenali. Heavy wave. Powerful wave. That works. Bright field or smoky field. Delicious cabin. Lonely cabin. Ah, look at that. Lonely cabin. Those kind of go well together. There's a sheepish storm. Sheepish storm. That's a really cool combination. There's a stunning storm. There's reticent rain. That's nice. Colorful rain. Oh, this I like. The combination. I think Senkisa was the one that said the word anchor. And somebody, I don't remember who said tired. The tired anchor. Isn't that a cool concept? That's my favorite so far. Visceral anchor. Fishy thunder. That is so cute. Beautiful thunder. That is nice. Reluctant river or adamant river. Adamant river is pretty badass. Hold on. I really like tired anchor. on thinking. The cool thing about sheepish storm is that if like used appropriately, it could be like such a specific way to describe somebody or like a situation. Sheepish storm, crushing darkness, dampening anchor, Maluka needs new trash metal song. All right, so I like this. I'm thinking. You've read Drown in a Carmine Ocean anyway? Somewhere, sorry. Weary Anchor. Yeah. That may even be better, Richard Glidden. Because weary is such a much more specific word. I like that. Exactly, Chanda Panda. And it is so interesting what you say. This is what I love about writing, and is that it's so like how to say, like it can be interpreted in so many different ways. It's interesting to see that your thought is like the tired anchor is weary of all the physical, mental weight, responsibilities of life, but so determined to hold on. And I was thinking maybe I am more like pessimist. You know how I like sad music, because I was thinking maybe it's a tired anchor that's just counting the moments until it can let go. And it can be, you know, letting go of a bad relationship, letting go of it doesn't mean like it's going to die. No, it doesn't mean like that, but just letting, like, either forgiving or just letting go of something that weighs you, that is keeping you like on the ground, unmoving. Like someone who is exhausted from trying exactly to anchor a loved one in reality, or being an emotional anchor. See, that's another one. Tired of being an emotional anchor to somebody perhaps that is struggling. So you have all of these, like, it's like a tree. You have all of these paths that you can take. And that's why it's, I think language in general is just so interesting to me, that it can be even more so than notes, because there are 12 notes on the scale. It's endless what you can do with it. And although most things have already been said, you could still find like little things that you can do differently, or that haven't been done quite as many times as others. Do you know what I mean? Which is why I really like this exercise, because I may have otherwise never thought to put those two words together. So we have tired anchor, which we upgraded to weary anchor. The only thing that I would just to kind of take you through I hope this is somehow interesting. I'm sorry if it's not. If it's not, let me know, because whether we should try this again or not. But for example, I think this would be like the main. This could be the main topic of the course. That is that you are the tired anchor for one reason or another that's yet to be determined. The only reason why I wouldn't discard tired anchor for weary anchor, even though weary I think is a better, more interesting word, is that sometimes it's better to have stronger consonants when you're trying to say something important. And I feel like tired anchor is stronger than weary anchor. Like it drives the point home better. Of course, there are moments when weary would work. Maybe weary would be better for a verse that is softer and maybe more delicate or frail. I'm glad it's interesting, Sankisa. Thank you. Norpal, I'm glad. Thank you. I work a lot with other people with projects, and so it's very nice to see that people view things way different than yourself. Yeah. Although it can sometimes be tiresome. I bet. I use similar exercises with my students to get them started on creative thinking writing. You would be a great creative writing teacher. Ay, goals. That's hashtag goals, Panda. I really love this kind of a thing. Do you have a direction you want the song to go in, or are you winging it now? At this moment, I am winging. I still have no idea where we're going. So we're kind of going the sad way. I would think so. I would think so, because I don't know. I'm thinking. Yeah, and Andy says maybe you're weary of holding back the weight of all the things attached to you, and you feel yourself slipping to the bottom of the sea. Exactly, and so you can let go and rise. So it doesn't necessarily have to be sad. It's more liberating than sad. I think I would go more along that direction. I kind of dig that. I guess because that kind of perspective is more realistic to me than thinking than making it something more positive or more powerful. It doesn't have to be sad. It could be an anchor that is tired but determined to hold on. That's another way to look at it, of course. Things can drag you down, so the anchor rising up as well. The reason why I think it gives me, like, I associate the phrase or the imagery with something kind of more serious, more realistic than the tired anchor but I will survive kind of a thing, is just because if it were something to point to a more positive direction, I think it wouldn't be the word tired. It would be another word, like this one, not this one, but something like determined anchor or relentless anchor or something anchor. Because I don't know. I just had a thought. I don't know if it's true or not. Oh, crap. We're sleeping. Hold on. Oops. Crap. I cannot write. What about realizing that you need to cut the anchor in order to be truly happy and free? That could also be a direction. Oh, I just had an idea. Being an anchor for someone can also lift you up. That is absolutely true. Thank you for introducing me to Trello. It seems like a very useful thing. I'm glad, Pig. Everything is sad, Andy. You can hear the snore. Yeah, Thor is like extra loud when it comes to snoring. So, back to Saint Kisa. That's an interesting thing because I was just thinking, and I was actually writing a post about it for Wonder Luca. It was just a thought that I had one morning while I was writing the morning pages about the fact that how can I say it? It's like I don't know if it's contentment or just when you reach a level of happiness. It can be seen as contentment, right? I hope. Teacher Panda. That it seems to have an expiration date. Because you never like reach happiness and stay there forever and ever, and or reach a goal or a dream and everything from then until the end of time is fine. It's always kind of shifting. Excuse me. So I was writing that morning randomly about how important it is to kind of look at life like a medicine cabinet And that all your dreams and all the elements, all the people in your life and everything, they're like part of your medicine cabinet, and you have to routinely check it and see what's expired and what still works for you. Because if you take expired medication, it can be toxic. And I think that some dreams that may have expired can almost be toxic when you think you are fighting for something that you don't really want. It can be very hurtful. So that could be what we are taking the anchor. Like a dream can become an anchor. Well, I don't know if a dream can become an anchor that is holding you down. Does that make sense? Or does it sound like I am smoking marijuana? I am not, I promise. I'm the same way, Pig, with the alarms, Norpal. Or like a pantry. Throw out the bad stuff. Exactly. Exactly. It's just being aware of the things that work for you and the things that don't. I should be, while it's Hydra. When you get weary of your ankle holding you back, raise it up and sail to better seas. But do we raise the anchor or do we cut it and move on? Marinera. Marinero se fue a la... ¿Cómo era? Tú jugabas eso, mi marinero se fue a la mari para ver qué podía. Very, very, very. Lo único que pudo, very, 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 fue el fondo del marinero se fue a la... Ay. I don't remember the rest of it. Crap, I have to see if there's a YouTube video of it. But hold on, Saint Kisa, contentment? I don't think, or is it contentment? No, contempt. Is it like to? Is something bad? No. Complacent. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Cutting an anchor would be bad if you want to dock somewhere again. Ole, dancing less. That is true. That is true about an anchor. Racing, you kind of plan. Cutting the anchor is kind of like an emergency response, last minute reaction. Oh, but what if in the song you're cutting the anchor in an emergency to run away? See, that's another whole different direction that you could take. I think you broke my... Girls used to play that, yeah. Using an anchor to hold you down and keep you safe during a storm, but realizing that the anchor is actually holding you back and that you need to cut yourself free. Couldn't have said it better myself. This is fabulous, Richard. That's a good, like, arc. That's an entire arc of a song right there, I would say. Because then you can have... You know, the first few verses like, oh, how wonderful, how safe, I can rely on this anchor. And then second verse you have, oh, but is it really helping me? I cannot move. And then in the bridge you have, no, I need to be free. And then the song is over. That's Maluka songwriting PhD. Oh, you have no idea. Okay. No, I think I understood what you meant. Maybe it's fear of settling, of like, when you stop looking, you stop searching, it's just like, I'm fine here, I don't need anything else. But is it because you don't need anything else or because you're wimping out on finding more? You're going to need the anchor to hold you in place when you find your destination, but it can also keep you there too long, so raise it and move on. But what about just the thought of not wanting any sort of anchor? Because I think I know some people like that they prefer to always be moving. That's another songwriting direction. Contentment, being content. Contempt, a feeling of antipathy and disdain. Yeah, disdain was a word that I associated with contempt. So I think Saint Kisa meant content. Thor. Sounds about right. Saint Kisa says the other way around. You give up on dreaming and become content. I've been using English just about daily for half of my life and I still doubt myself sometimes. It happens. You should sample Thor and use his snores in a song. Would be good for would be good for dubstep. Thor step. Anchors can also be harmful in storms. As the ship gets pulled against the anchor, there's danger the anchor will actually capsize. Oh, I had never thought of that. Actually capsize the ship if it adds anything unstable. Oh, interesting. Raising an anchor takes strength and determination, while cutting the anchor is a quick solution. Holy crap, Sardai. That's deep. That's deep, because then you get into the whole thing of what kind of a person are you? Do you cut and run, or do you lift? Do you even lift, bro? That is super cool. That is a super cool perspective. I'll make a Thor snore drum. That would be super awesome. Too many options. My brain is shutting down now. But see, here's the thing. There are many options. But ultimately, what you choose to go with is what you feel you know best. Or what you most feel like exploring, I guess. That could also work. All this anchor talk makes me want to go on a boat ride. Do you guys remember the Reverbian boat trip? What if an anchor is stripped from you without choice? Maybe it breaks or something. That'll leave you to drift directionless. See, Mr. Pig, that happens when you depend on another person, I would say. Because if that person, for some reason, for one reason or another, is gone, leaves, then you are... Where's your stability? Like, where, like... maybe it's a news anchor. That's also a possibility. This is all very interesting. I don't know about you guys, but it's making the wheels in my brain turn. And do you realize that we could all sit down and write our own songs or our own short stories or anything, and everything would be different? All of us have like a very unique point of view. But would not that apply better to sales? Stripped of sales, maybe? Just riffing here. No, it's good to riff. It's good to riff. And definitely that's another... That's a whole nother song. That's not about anchors, but sales. You want to write a poem? Write it, Chanda, and share it with me. Definitely. I think Saint Kisa, like, I think, what's it called? Like practical? No, not practically. In a practical sense, that would be a more correct kind of metaphor. But I think that it would be, for the general public, I think most people would identify an anchor as being, stability. I think. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Because sales, I think, just imply movement. An anchor is like, you're here. Sails give you direction, and anchor keeps you in place. Raise the anchor and set the sails. Chase that dream, baby. Like, get together and play around with ideas and concepts together. What? Are we staying away from the weary aspect? Well, we were talking we've been talking more in general terms. I think whether weary or whether tired, at least in my case, for my approach, would depend on the music, on the whole phrase of it, and that the music, whether it calls for a soft, frail, delicate kind of adjective like weary, or whether it's just a very blunt, straight up, I'm tired, you know? Sails imply freedom to me. Anchors mean grounding or holding firm. Exactly, me too, Richard. Anchors can also be dropped in an emergency to stop you running around and such. It could do some damage, but better than smacking into things. Yeah, of course. A car needs brakes, right? I would hope it has brakes. Generally, yes, anchors are stability. If you want a burden, it's usually a stone or weight. I think a great song about the burden imagery is the one by Ben Folds 5. It was called Brick, and the chorus goes like, she's a brick and I'm drowning slowly. I think that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. So yeah, I agree with you, Hydra, that when they're talking about burden, it tends to be not so much an anchor, but a stone or a weight or something, some imagery like that. You have a bad habit of splitting messages. The bit you read was a continuation of what I said above. Oh, Normpal, sorry. I missed it. Seriously, I'm feeling like some semi-regular Reverbian writing club might be cool. Well, we can do that. We can do that. That's where I was going earlier. An anchor starts as something positive, but turns into a burden instead. That's very true. All of this is reminding you that you're terrible in English class. Santeri, maybe you just didn't have the right teacher. Now you're with Miss Maluka. Now you're going to be a fantastic writer. This sounds like it's heading in the direction of balance. That is interesting. That is interesting. You've been speaking English for 45 years and Mexican Maluka has a better grasp on the language than I do. I'm thinking. I'm trying to define, from all that we've talked about, trying to define what I relate to the most, whether it's okay. So let me write those options down. This conversation keeps making me think of the game Rhyme. What game is that? I think I've seen the name, but I'm not sure I know it. Okay, so we have the option of talking about balance, a more letting go kind of thing, a more escaping kind of thing with the cut and run. There's a streamer who does a songwriting stream with input from chat every week, similar to what we're doing right now. That's awesome. Who is it? I would love to be able to see that. Stability means that you stay in your comfort zone. If you want to expand that zone, you need to raise your anchor so you can reach new heights. Stability. Stability or stagnation? Stagnation sounds like a nation of what's it called? Like single men. Isn't it a stagnite? Mary Amber. I will look for this channel. Thank you. Black Tech. Mary Amber. That's an interesting thought. See, Flying Pig. I think that what you mentioned is fantastic bridge material, because you have verse 1, you kind of set up the song. Chorus, you say the important thing, the concept. Verse 2, you develop the story of the song. Chorus 2, you repeat the chorus, and then you have a bridge where the bridge is where things shift. Is the moment, it's like the spark that takes you somewhere else, that provokes change. And so what you say is a super interesting thing. This is what happens when you have an anchor holding you and meanwhile a sail or engine driving you at the same time. It's like you're being split. Thanks, Black Tech. That's an interesting thought. I'm still processing it, because then in the bridge you're like, crap, I'm being like destroyed here with the where, like, which way should I go? Should I stay? Should I reach like further? And that's when you decide to make the decision whether you raise the anchor or you cut it. Does that make sense? Nation of male deer. So Xenkis is saying, sail via direction and anchor keeps you in place. Example, think of a celebrity. A star that is rapidly getting bigger and bigger. But in order not to burn out or becoming egocentric, you need the anchor. I think that's an interesting thought as well. Again, another direction that the whole song could go in, where when things start moving too fast, you don't always make the right decisions. And so if that is the case, then you can benefit from dropping the anchor and taking your time to assimilate things. And see, so we have so many like complete concepts. We have this balance in life. Don't move too fast. Take the time to slow down. And it's also another thing that I've been writing a lot on the morning pages, the thought of awareness. I read something in the book. I wish I could remember the exact quote, but it's going to be on the Wonder Luca post I will publish later today. But it says something like you know what? I'm not going to attempt to remember. Just give me a second, please. It's actually right here. And it's this. Check this out. Is the quality of life is in proportion always to the capacity for delight. The capacity for delight is the gift of paying attention. So depending on how, the way I interpret it is depending on how much you're able to pay attention, to be aware of everything around you, is how rich or how poor your life will feel. And what this led me to think is that, speaking of the fast sailing ship, the way it got linked in my mind is that if life starts moving too fast and you're always rushing and rushing and rushing and you don't take time to be aware and acknowledge and be grateful and be in the moment, then you never stop. And then you can't ever really reach your goals, or rather you reach them, but you keep moving, and it's as if it didn't matter that you reached the goal. Does that make sense? And what I get from this quote is like, if you reach a goal, celebrate it. Stop. Celebrate it. Enjoy it. Live it. And don't just keep rushing. Hold on, I'm reading your comments because I started doing a whole monologue and didn't read the chat. I was thinking more like letting go of things that may have helped you in the past but are now harming you instead. And those are like the expired medications that we were talking about earlier, that you got to make sure that that things in your life are current, that they are what help you, what you need now. a 15-minute songs about different kinds of anchors. There's the anchors that hold you back, and the anchors that give you stability. My mouse. There's another option of raising the anchor or cutting. If you like where you are, lower the sail. Be a metaphor for an abusive relationship. Absolutely. Absolutely, Richard. Or you can take it from the anchor's point of view, the metaphoric job it has to do. Exactly. The anchor is tired of holding you together, of grounding you. Well, it's water, so of watering you, grounding you in the water. If you move fast and you throw out your anchor, you might break. It's about the journey, not just the goal. It gets weird of holding things back. Indeed, you need to reflect, celebrate the success without resting on the success. Stop and smell the flowers, a possible saying. That's true. That's true, Panda. Could also be seen as a burden. You try to move forward. Yeah. Stop and smell the anchors. That is a song title right there. Can fish smell? What did this conversation turn into? Speaking of anchors, I remember some time ago I was writing. I just got the idea. I couldn't really develop it into a full song. I hope to someday, but because from what I understand, anchors are also what you call when you're flying a kite, like the line goes to an anchor for the person that is on the ground holding the string that has a kite in the air. And I was just thinking that if that is the case, because I was trying to figure out if that's really what they're called. I was like looking at Wikipedia and such, because I was feeling that I associate that imagery a lot with my parents, that my parents always supported me, but they always let me fly, let me go, let me try stuff. Never holding me back, but never like letting me go and, and hurt myself or something like that. So I think that the word anchor in general is pretty cool. If you drop an anchor in the wrong place, it can do damage to others. Anchors destroy coral reefs and such. See, that's right, Pig. It's another entirely different perspective. If you drop it on another ship, yeah, I would imagine that would do some damage. That is interesting, Mr. Pig. Oi, crap. I almost broke my microphone. I had a boss once that always worked all day, taking the work home and working late every evening. I remember saying to him that happiness is not found in money. I asked him, what will you regret when you're old, not earning much money or not enjoying life? Later he came back to me and said that he had started to roll back on the working and started to be more with his wife and kids. Absolutely, Senkisa. That was fantastic of you to do that. That was fantastic of you. Yeah. Absolutely. Pretty sure if the other ship is already below you, the anchor is the least of its worries. Anchors also get rusty. Could be a metaphor for getting tired and ready to die. Too sad. It's a little sad, Panda. But pandas are cute, but they are evil. So you're allowed to say something sad and evil. No. But it doesn't mean that it has to die. It can just maybe need some cleaning and some refreshing to be like revived. Not if you're in an airship. No, you guys, now we're getting like super out there. Now you guys are smoking the marijuana. Come back down to earth. You often see rusty anchors abandoned on harbor walls. Are those rusty old anchors? Are they rusty old dreams that were abandoned? Could be. And so you could describe It would be wonderful imagery to describe in a song or in a poem or a story. What about a spaceship? Ay, Lord. Alright, so we have a song about a tired anchor. Ideally, I would like to be able to like play some music and try to write something now. I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know if... I'm not sure if I can. I love that. Thank you. Drop the anchor, guys. Sorry, PC. Sorry. There's also a type of anchor known as, I believe, a sea anchor, which is basically a bag that fills with water and provides resistance, but is in a fixed point. But what would the purpose be? So that a ship doesn't move as quickly? Or to like slow down when nearing a harbor? Oh, there we go. Helps you slow down and keep you under control. Commonly used in storms. Now that makes sense. Yeah, okay. That makes sense because I remember, I think it may have been you as well, or maybe Nemo, I can't remember, but that you said that our anchors in storms can be dangerous because if they can like pull the boat, capsize. They can capsize the boat. So you're gonna head off. Bye, Michael. We'll see you soon, hopefully. I think what I'm gonna do, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna turn on, I'm gonna put a piano sound. I'm gonna put my ridiculous amount of reverb. Let me just play for a little bit. And it probably, like, I have little confidence that I'll be able to write something on the spot. It's something that I think I have to practice more and more. But at least if not, it's going to be like background music for you. So let me add a new instrument track. And add, it's gonna be a keyscape. Alright, so this is gonna, oi crap. I think the one that I like, is it the softest? I'm gonna go for the rich ballad piano. Hold on, I need to raise my desk. Oh shoot, there we go. Oh crap, that was loud. Sorry. Ay. Let's move this here. But you can anchor yourself to another person. Not being in the anchor, but using the person as an anchor point, if that makes sense. Absolutely. You have to go, Panda. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you soon. And I'll send you that word I found that it was fantastic. Let me write this piano. I was trying to write on piano the other day. When maybe some of you guys remember that Greg noticed I had some lyrics on the piano. And I find that I was struggling. Like I couldn't come up with anything. This is voice. This is the epic diva voice. Hold on. Where's my epic diva preset? And I have bring, oh crap, this guy over here, and I have to lower this. Hello. Now that's a reverb. So, oi crap, sorry. I think I moved something. Okay, so with Thor snoring in the background, I think we're going to just make sure that I am not peeking in OBS. Norpa. I'm the live soundtrack to your game. Alright, so I just set this to record. I am going to take a drink of coffee. Are we in a large cavern? Hydra! No, we're in a cathedral. We're in an ambient church, to be precise, because that's what the preset is called. I need a more... I know exactly what I need. It's okay. Okay. What keys sound like water? Let's see. Let's start testing. I want another sound. I like this one better. Something epic with a hint of sea shanty. Sort of sea shanty-ish. You know what all of this just made me feel? This happened to me with music. This took me back. Let me calm down the reverb, if I can. Just at least with the... I can't shut off the reverb. At least with the music that I was playing, it made me think of lyrics saying something like, you know, darling or beautiful, weary anchor, it's time to let go. It made me think, for example, of saying goodbye to a parent or a grandparent. It's like after all you've done for the family, all the stability that you brought, I know it's different. It's like completely different than all that we spent the last hour talking about. But isn't that crazy? How it can that like the blend of music and words can just go somewhere that you don't even expect. Norpal feels exactly. I don't know, something like that. But can you picture? Can you picture it like a song that can exist? It's like... Hold on, let me get that. It's like a lullaby for the elderly. I never thought of that. That's crazy. The same way you would soothe a child is a way that you could also soothe somebody that has to let go. This turned super sad so quickly. I did not mean that, but I wanted to share that because it's like this whole story plays in my mind and I see images. And some of the images are like of my grandparents and how they worked and my parents and everything. And some of them are of people that I don't know, but they just form images in my brain. And it's just a super cool thing. I'd be curious about seeing if I could turn into something. Malu wouldn't be Malu with all the sad songs. I know, Hydra. It plagues me. Sad songs are my anchor. Oh my goodness. I am going to take this as homework myself and see what I can come up with. I don't know if I will try this storyline, but I also have the option of everything that we talked about. And if any of you guys feel like using any of the ideas that we mentioned to write something, by all means, go do it. I think it would be super cool. I guess we just can't stay away from the sad things. I guess we can, Dandy. That almost... hold on. I missed a pig message. That almost comes back to the losing the anchor without a choice idea. That's true. scrolling back. It's like all the fields. Sorry. You've done a good job. You've left a good legacy. You made a good life. Now it's time to let go. You deserve to rest. Like you have transferred or instill your strength in someone else. You can now rest. This gives me goosebumps. So yeah. I agree. That sounds sad songs are like cathartic. I wouldn't call it sad, more of thought provoking, like internal monologue. I like that. I like that perspective. Santero, you like the sadder sounding songs. That's good. I'm glad because that's mostly what I write. Imagine Malu have to write a happy song. That would take a while. Yeah. I think someday I will write a happy song. Someday. You guys, I am going to go for now because I hear that Omi. I think Omi just got home. But thank you so much for playing along with me on this and for participating. I really appreciate it because I know it's something that not everybody feels comfortable doing and stuff. But I really appreciate all the support. I'm still recording. Let me stop that. What was I saying? Hold on. I'm just gonna record something quick because I noticed later on I wasn't recording the piano. Give me 1 second. Just wanted to make sure I do not forget that chord progression. Hold on 1 second. Ay, crap. All right, you guys. Sorry, my eye itches. Thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you very, very soon. And we'll let you know if something comes of this. Hopefully something will. Thank you for being my background. You're super welcome. You're super, super welcome. All right, you guys. Take care. Bye. I have to. Where's my thank you screen? I moved my thank you screen, so now I never know where it is. There we go. There we go. Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye, Nemo. Bye, the Alb. Hey, Omi. I finished. Bye, Andy. Sinkisa, Sardai. Thank you guys so much. Bye, Marcus.